What is Trading Republic? No, wait. Who cares? The question is, what can Trading Republic be for you? And you know what they say? Show, don't tell. Join the best trading community ever.
Hello. Good evening sa inyong lahat. Welcome to our crypto sessions for Thursday. Welcome to Cryptonite. So, comment kayo kung asa mo kayo. Guys, it's so weird because I'm hosting. I am not used to hosting at all. I'm gonna be joined with James later. Pero kumusta kayo guys? How has the market been for you? Andyan ba kayo? Shoutout naman. Like we're gonna do some shoutouts later and then afterwards, tuloy-tuloy tayo. Parang feeling ko Monday market updates na lang gagawin ko dito or what. Masanay ako dun eh. Yeah, sobrang solid din actually ngayon ng Bitcoin kasi we're seeing that rally over here. And wala, sobrang exciting lang kasi it's gonna be the next month in a few, like into, next March, April, May. We're really expecting some things to happen by May, and it's like for me personally, May talaga yung target ko na dapat loaded na tayo by then. So, ayan. Anyways, our speaker, yung co-host ko today would be one of our heads in NFT Mavericks. He has been working with me on several projects. Pero sobrang solid tong guy na to kasi he's been like, I would say, one of the speakers then in Crypto Masterclass Lite. Like if we're gonna do yung mga events. And he's like in charge of the fundamental side of that. Like I've been getting him as like a consultant before. And I think I'm going to be onboarding him soon as well. Because iba talaga yung pagdating niya sa research when it comes to this. He's also a Notion expert. Like, I gotta learn from this guy when it comes to that. Especially dun sa mga ibang mga alam niya. Like I think previous day, we just discussed about ChatGPT as well. And so when it comes to solid research, ito talaga yung parang go-to. So anyway, hindi ko napapatagalin to. I'm just gonna add him to the show. And then, yeah. Let's go for it. Hi, James.
Hello. Hi, guys. so medyo bago yung background natin today kasi on the way to home tayo. So, okay lang. Fun times ahead nga, sabi nga ni Boss D. Thank you for the invite tonight.
So, how have you been with crypto? Ka ba? Are you trading? Are you like naka-position ka ba sa market or are you just like in stables?
Yeah, right now I'm just trading the markets kung ano ginagawa niya. Yun nga, sabi niyo ni Boss, ang daming nangyayari. Definitely the volatility is good, especially for traders, for short-term traders specifically. So just trading the markets. I have some positions ready to go for the upcoming, hopefully by May nga, sabi nga ni Boss Z, meron tayong movement. Right now, actually, I'm waiting for the market to pull back, pero ayaw eh.
Diba? Yeah. Actually, sobrang hirap nga kasi ako din eh, parang gusto kong, pero hindi, like what do you think about consolidation that's happening right now? Kasi syempre, di ba, nagsisimula pa lang naman yung, hindi pa naman siya nag-major move unless like you're looking into a pullback into Bitcoin. Like syempre, hindi naman tayo Bitcoin lahat, di ba? Parang nasa outs naman tayo. So, yeah, ano bang take mo right now? Like are you just waiting?
In terms of the technicals kasi tinitingnan nga namin sa AG namin yung dominance with BTC. Very significant. It's almost at 50% dominance in terms of market capitalization, and that's significant in a way na kapag umabot siya ng 50%, I think it's gonna resist, and then once that happens, the money is gonna flow over into the alts. Like it's gonna go into various projects, ganon. So I think it's very interesting talaga for the upcoming months na anong gagawin ni BTC. Kasi pag nag-pull back yan, where are people gonna put their money? And I think yun yung direction ng discussion natin in the coming months. Saan kaya nila ilalagay yung pera nila?
Exactly, especially with all the uncertainty that's coming, like with the US and with the global powers that be. It's exciting times for us. But so yeah, let's get right into it. Let's dive into our main topic, which is adoption. So I'm gonna pull up a chart over here. So ibang klaseng chart naman to. And I'd like you to kasi di ba syempre iba yung presentation natin dun sa Crypto Masterclass eh. And I want you to present your case. Like ano ba yung tingin mo, where are we in that adoption scale? So for those of you guys who don't know ano yun, yan, i-discuss ni James and papakita ko lang. So saglit. Saan na ba yun? Yeah. Here you go.
All right.
Yeah.
So, actually, this graphic, in a way, para siyang yung Fibonacci levels natin. Parang it's a fundamental principle of how the world works. And this chart is very familiar for those in the innovation sector, especially those with new technology, all these things. If you're trying to build something new and become innovative, this is something that you really need to be familiar with. I'm not an expert in this, but basically this chart shows us the natural way how adoption basically happens, right? And in terms of crypto, yun nga sa masterclass natin last month, we were at 5.3% adoption, right? So in terms of this graph, we are at around early adopters, right? The red one, the red zone. And there was this one person who asked during that session, sabi niya, but are we really in the early adopters stage?
Yes.
Kasi ang difference kasi before, when we look at the chart of the internet stage, yun medyo mas inline yung mga taong may alam about internet and yung mga taong gumagamit na ng internet. Kasi wala pang internet that time. Hindi pa siya news na mas maigi. But right now, crypto kasi, all over the news yan eh. Dito sa Philippines siguro hindi ganun pakalaki. Pero in the US, it's very, it's a very big thing. There are a lot of events already happening in that part of the world. And I think, in terms of knowledge, there are more people who are aware of crypto than we know. Probably more than 10% already know about it but aren't invested in it. But those who are invested are around 5.3% or about siguro by now siguro 6%, right? So mga ganun. So that's how I see this chart. And let's see kung paano siya in the coming years.
Kasi ang ganda nga ng point mo eh, kasi it's really different from the time na meron tayong internet, right? Like it's different from the internet adoption scale. Kasi for example, I as a trader, as an investor, nakikita ko yung charts and then I kind of base from there na parang si Bitcoin nanggaling yan ng cents, right? Like in dollars. And then now you've seen it it's 3 times na nagkaroon ng cycle, 'di ba? Parang first time nagmabot siya ng 1 million and now it's kind of 1 million for Bitcoin is normal. And so masasabi mo ba talaga na parang, are we not too late already? Are you saying that we're still early with all that's happening in the space? So those are the things that, a lot of people are kind of having, especially with me, na ganun yung mindset ko when it comes sa price kasi ako tumitingin eh. Na parang, di ba parang ano lang yan? Parang late na tayo kasi mataas na yung presyo. Pero hindi. Iba naman yung parang point ng lahat ng yun, di ba? And so, my next question for you would be what do you think is the main people? Kasi if we're in the early adoption stage, then what do you think would be the main blocker as to why people don't get into the crypto markets? Ayun, teka, wala si James.
Hello.
Hintayin natin siya.
Yeah,
Buti na lang.
hello.
Ayan, okay, so you're back. So ayan, I got into the second question, which is like, what do you think is the main reason as to like why do people? Kasi sinabi mo, di ba, na okay, we're still in the early adoption scale. So what do you think is blocking people from from adopting crypto?
I think siguro number one with any kind of innovation naman is the lack of understanding talaga eh. Parang if you don't really know how something works, you don't have the need to basically understand it and try to use it. Parang sa ano lang yan eh, sa AI or machine learning. Like sa discussion natin the previous day with the community, I was saying that AI or machine learning was already available probably a decade already. But then it was only now that it's becoming mainstream because of that shift in the space because of ChatGPT. So I think that's one of the things that could happen further in the crypto space kasi 'di ba nung 2021 kaya naman siya na boom talaga is because of NFTs. Yun talaga yung parang biggest shift ng crypto that pushed people to understand ano ba 'tong nangyayari dito. But mainly that was driven by money, I think, 'di ba? Kasi a lot of people were making money. And then now so that's one, lack of understanding. And then the second one was after that hype that happened, I think there was a stigma to the point that people were already skeptical about the technology. It's just a money grab, all these things, all that stigma that happened. And it's a fear-based like kapag may kakilala ka na may ganun nangyari, of course you're gonna be hesitant to enter into that kind of space if you're not familiar about it. So that's why those are the two things that I see right now that would hinder someone to not enter crypto. Number one is because they don't understand it, and if you don't understand it, why would I enter it knowing that people already lost money with the space, right? So yun
Yes.
yung parang how I
Oo,
see it.
sobrang ganda nga din. Actually, gusto ko rin yung sinabi ni Ross, na sabi niya, hindi pa nagsisink in sa mga tao yung benefits ng crypto. So, guys, sa mga nanonood, like, what do you think is the main reason as to why people don't get into crypto? Like, if you're here, you're listening, and you're thinking, bakit kaya, like, why aren't you getting into crypto? Kasi lahat na kami, halos sa TR, di ba? Na parang, nagka-crypto na. Pero hindi din lahat ng people sa TR eh. And then people are like thinking, hindi kasi hindi naman ako full-time trader, or masyado risky, dito lang ako sa PSE. So actually, parang gusto ko rin magkaroon ng kind of like a survey sa community natin. Like, what do you think is the main blocker? Why don't you get into crypto? Like, yeah. Kasi for me, personally, at least a decade ako stocks. PSE majority nun. Sa late, sa bandang huli, nag-US stocks ako. Pero unfortunately for me, kasi ako may citizenship kind of like is very complicated, and so parang hiningi ako ng ITR and stuff like that. And so like this is just too much paperwork na hindi naman necessary. So like crypto is like helping me paano ba? Like forgo all of these things. Not because like, I want to hide my wealth. Wala naman akong ganun karaming pera. But like, it's just very convenient for me as opposed to like traditional ways na ang daming paperworks and all that stuff. Like, just go into exchanges and then that's it. Like, deposit ka ng pera, afterwards pwede ka na mag-trade. You can already do whatever with your money and avail of these services. And so kayo guys, ano ba yung mga yung mga reasons nyo bakit hindi kayo papasok sa crypto? Post nyo sa comments. Ayun. So, ano ba James? Ano ba yung sa tingin mo like solutions?
Ano yan, boss?
Ano ba yung sa tingin mo na solutions na, for example, for people to get into crypto? Like, syempre, may kasamang hype yan minsan eh, pero like, what is the solution? What do you think? Kasi if we're still at the early adopter stage,
Yeah, in line siya dun sa sinabi niyo, boss. 'Di ba? Parang there's that issue with going into the stock market But at the same time, sa crypto kasi, although lack of understanding and stigma and all these things, the reality is there's really not much regulations that's happening that would protect the assets of people. Like, imagine if companies were getting into space that is unregulated, what would assure them, especially those people who are using money for investments and growing their companies, investing into new ventures that would adopt blockchain technology, what would assure them that it would be protected by law? Kasi before, yung crypto, kaya may stigma rin is ginagamit siya for illicit activities like money laundering and stealing from people, scams, all these things. What would push companies to enter into the space is basically regulations, although a lot of people don't really like crypto being regulated because the main idea is that it's a decentralized platform for people to be able to transact with one another, peer-to-peer transactions, and allow them to communicate without the need for intermediaries. But at the same time, you also need that level of protection for people to understand how they're gonna be able to be protected by, let's say, the government or an entity that kapag ka nanakawan ako ng pera or na-scam ako ng other people, may mananagot,
Yes,
right?
yes. Mm.
So that is one thing that is still ongoing up to this date, and there are already a lot of regulations happening. Siguro makikita na lang nila yan sa crypto masterclass slide natin, all the things that's happening this space. But basically that's it. If we already have all the systems in place, the foundation that would allow people to navigate this in the space safely, and they have more understanding of what crypto can do. Sabi nga ni Ross, ano ba, hindi kasi nakikita ng tao yung benefits. So right now, basically because there's not much education with it. Just like with the internet, di ba before wala namang internet, ano bang tinuturo nun? Paint?
Yeah.
Sa computers, naka-diskette pa tayo noon. So basically, how would you push people to learn the internet if you don't have all the resources? Ngayon, meron na tayo mga courses, may mga programs na sa colleges, may mga nagtuturo na about HTML. It's a career path already, the internet, right? So dito, start tayo with siguro ZFT, di ba? Nagtuturo tayo and explain natin what blockchain is. Baka sa susunod, meron na rin mga programs sa Coursera, sa Skillshare, marami na rin sa all the educational resources out there would one by one. Siguro sa Harvard, meron na rin, di ba? Nagtuturo about Web 3. So, isa-isa siya, dahan-dahan. It's a new technology, but we see right now the benefits of blockchain technology and how it's going to disrupt basically the entire infrastructure that we have right now. Kasi ang dami yung solutions na provide. It's just that it's unregulated and people don't understand it, and it's susceptible to scams right now. Yun yung state right now.
But don't you think, like, for example, too much regulation as well could hamper the technology? Like, for example, we had recently, or this ongoing long case about XRP, and now it's kind of like people are, the SEC is suing Binance, right? Pero syempre, that's with the US. So, like, ano namang masasabi mo doon? Like, I think we have a, I'm gonna pull up, like, ano ba? Yeah. Like a tab or like a news about, 7 details in the CFTC law against Binance that you might have missed. And of course, like, I think people already know about the XRP case, but what can you say about these things? I'm gonna put into the comments yung link nung sa Cointelegraph.
Yeah, parang in a way parang siya eh. There's a balance between being too restrictive with a certain technology and being too permissive. Kasi nung nag-start yung Bitcoin, it's a free for all, right? Everyone can do whatever they want in the blockchain. No one's gonna tell you what not to do, what to do with it. And right now we are seeing this surge. It's not really a surge, but it's been going on for a while now. There are already regulations and bills being passed on in Congress, especially in the United States. And all these things are necessary. There's gonna be a balance, right? It's gonna be um, give and take for the community and as well as the governing entity, whatever it may be. It could be the government or a separate organization. But basically, these things are necessary for us to have a balance, right? There are some countries who are permissive. They allow people to use the blockchain freely as long as they pay taxes, right? Or as long as they file for all the assets that they hold. And there are some countries who totally ban the use of crypto. So there's going to be that need to understand where is the balance that would basically like put me in a position like me or us, you as a user would put yourself in would put you in a situation that would allow you to move freely but at the same time be protected or be assured that you are in a space that is safe, right? So I think that's yun, yung sa Ripple case naman, necessary step siya eh. Like pag nakita ng tao na Ripple is doing something that is not good, then we need to check it out. But at the same time, if it's found out that Ripple is actually pushing the technologies, kasi dito sa what happened with Binance and all the lawsuit and happenings in the past couple of weeks, we're seeing wait lang, parang nawawala ako. But we're seeing a number of assets that are being classified as commodities rather than securities.
Security. So ano ba yung difference ng dalawa? Kasi hindi ko rin alam tong mga to eh. Like basta ako tinitrade ko lang eh.
Parang commodity kasi para siyang gold or silver. It doesn't necessarily connote parang ano ba to? How do you explain this? Kasi gold has a certain amount in the world that is sellable in the futures market.
Yes.
And then for security, you are owning basically shares of an asset that would give you the power to parang hindi rin ako sobrang clear with the definitions, but basically commodities are like the forest market and the commodities market, and then securities are parang stock market, equities, parang ganun.
Yung magandang comment dito si Ross, security po parang nagpa-promise ng return in the future. Or probably it kind of like appreciates in value versus a commodity. I don't know, maybe. I have no idea about these things. Maybe like in the future we can like talk about it and then maybe address the issue. Kasi like even me, hindi ko alam itong mga fundamentals na to eh. Basta I just kind of like basta kumita ako, okay na ako eh. I'm pretty simple guy. I see profit, I go for profit. Yeah.
Pero basically dito sa dalawa kasi may dalawang governing bodies kasi na nag-hold dyan. Kaya sila nag-aaway. Kasi merong organization, yung CFTC for commodities and then yung SEC for securities. So kung classify mo yung Bitcoin as securities, maghahawak yan SEC. Pag classify mo siya as commodities, CFTC ang mag-handle ng anything that's happening in the crypto market. So parang siguro power play, sino ba yung may control with crypto? I'm not sure kung ano ba talaga yung pinaglalaban nila dyan. But basically that's in the US who's gonna be controlling all these assets.
Actually, that's also one of the reasons why I'm like happy that nandito ako sa Pilipinas kasi our laws aren't as tight or as strict as opposed to the US na parang talagang binaban nila yung certain, let's say, areas. Like for example, if you're a US citizen and then you live there, wala, GG ka, hindi ka makapag-participate sa mga certain things or, even open an account, bawal eh. Like, to me, yun yung problema ko. Kaya sabi ko, buti lang dito ako based sa Pilipinas eh. Kasi if not, like, I would be going through all these paperworks and then I have to like, parang file taxes, especially yung mga, even in crypto. Tapos ang laki pa pala ng yung mga taxes when it comes to crypto eh. Parang sabi ko, buti na lang talaga. Like, anyway.
Swerte rin sa... Pwede na
So
rin.
parang yeah, swerte sa country natin na like we're pretty lax as of the moment. I'm really hoping nga na the government would actually, take action and really take the opportunity kasi if we don't adapt, that's how I see it. Like talagang we are gonna miss out like as a country. Countries like ano ba yung country yung first I
El
forgot
Salvador.
that. Yeah, El Salvador. Like to me,
Yeah.
like parang nakakaingit yung mga ganung klaseng countries where they would be able to like as a country adapt these cryptocurrency because wow, I mean it's a risk. It's a risk totally. You don't want to see na parang biglang yung currency mo biglang sobrang laki ng binagsak, right? Unlike
Yeah.
for example stable coins and stuff like that. It's always a risk. But at the same time, if you don't take risk on certain things, like hindi mo rin ma-reap yung benefits ng mga to, especially if you're early, di ba? And then if everybody just adapts, like just imagine the kind of potential return that would be, right? So it's really, siguro, dyan din papasok yung text for us na who know. But anyways, this is quite a really good discussion. Siguro, itakal lang natin to on a different note or a different session. So,
Yeah.
let's go on na lang on investments and allocations kasi I know what kind of a trader are you ba, James? When you
Day trading ako eh.
Day trading ka ba?
Yeah,
Wow. So, may
So-
plano ka rin ba na mag-trader wagon?
Yeah. Actually, pinag-usapan nga namin. I just
solid.
need to understand yung kinks kasi I think there was we're looking into it talaga kasi hindi siya necessary sa Binance, 'di ba? Parang it's a
Oo.
separate may mga lag siya that we need to adjust as a day trader. So yun yung kailangan nating i-ready kasi pag day trader kasi yung every fluctuation every second for the entry somehow matters, 'di ba? Parang less than 1% lang
Yes,
kasi yung cut.
exactly.
So yeah.
So basically
So-
scalper ka. Do you have like positions, like do you do long-term positions or talagang fully day trader ka?
Right now day trading primarily, but
Oh,
may
wow.
lang ako for sa DEX. Tumitingin ako sa DEX ng potential longer term, but of course there's gonna be lower allocations lang and then parang moonshot place
So-
parang yung ginagawa natin before.
Moonshot aka basura place ba to? Like shitcoins ba
Yung
to?
parang yung pagka in-enter mo, yun na yung cut mo.
Okay. So taga, may tanong ako sa'yo. Since you mentioned about DEX, right? Like, may cut loss ba dyan? Kasi alam ko wala eh.
Wala. Yun nga, pagka
Okay.
nag-enter ka, yun na yung cut mo. Parang babalikan
Yes,
mo na lang,
yes.
ay okay. Ganun. Yeah.
Okay, sige. Wow, that's intense. All right. Ang daming mga mga memories natin dyan when it comes to DEX trading. So anyway, sige. How all right, kasi for example ako, I do my allocations in a very different way kasi majority of my funds are now long term. It's so different from before na people know me as a trader. And then when I got into crypto, sabi ko hindi, I want to be an investor because natikman ko yung gains, like ang laking klase. Like sabi ko parang this is insane. To the point na parang even if I don't trade, sabi ko parang wow, ang laki ng pera dito. Kasi that's one way to earn in crypto, right? Like with these DeFi products wherein you just put your money there or your assets there, tapos pinapatubo na lang niya na siya lang. Tapos up to you if you want to withdraw those gains and then use it to spend in real life. So to me, let's say mga 70% of my portfolio is in long-term products. And then 30% of that is into trading. And then yung mga trading na yun is nakahati pa. Siguro nag-futures ako pero like less than 5% na lang nga ng buong portfolio ko yun eh. Most of it, I trade NFTs. I trade, for example, I switch from liquidity mining and then switch to single coin depending on the movement of, let's say, the markets. And so, dun sa 70% na yun, naka-allocate pa yun. So parang 70% nun, or let's say, 60% nun, nandun sa mga medium caps, 20% nakahati into, yung mga big caps, so for example, BTC, Ethereum, and then the last 20%, yun na yung mga moonshot calls ko, which is lahat either nasa Binance or nakakalat sa iba't ibang dexes. So how about you, James? Like, like for example, if I have 100,000, teka, nawala si James. So, yeah, later, anin ko, balikan ko yun. Pagka bumalik si James, I'll let you guys, ano ba, know, or like, let's ask the question again. Pero like, kayo guys, how do you allocate your funds? Ayun, James is back. So, tanong ko sa'yo, if you have 100,000, how do you allocate that? Like, saan mo siya nilalagay? Like, are you putting it 80% day trading and then stables lang pagka let's say naka-exit ka na?
Siguro pag ganyan kasing amount, yeah, I would primarily focus first on getting some profits, and then those profits could be used for let's say pwede mo naman ilabas, or you can put it into riskier assets, kasi pwede ka mag basically yun na yung risk tolerance mo kapag ka nagkaroon ka na ng profit base. And then aside from that, siguro 50% trading, and then 30% into those large caps if you wanted, but then don't expect much movement. And then the other 20% could be used for riskier assets, and then dun sa day trading mo or your trading profits, you could use that for meme coins or DEX or all these things. And then tsaka mo siya papalakihin, kasi at that point in time, hindi mo pa talaga siya pwedeng ilagay for long-term investments because the returns are not gonna be that significant, and
Yes.
it's gonna be sleeping there. Hindi mo pa sigurado if it's gonna go up or it's gonna go down.
Yes.
Yes. So talagang skill building, and then allocation with your profits, and then
Yeah. Actually, there was this comment on one of the Monday market updates, like why, for example, I now a majority investor and less of a trader. And I would, naalala ko yung sinagot ko doon is parang, iba kasi like for example right now I'm managing 8 figures na eh. So it's so different like if you're just trading 6 figures to 7 figures in pesos. And then let's say for example, i-leverage mo yun. Okay lang, 'di ba? Like for example, kaya with your risks, or you can for example with 1,000 USD, kayang-kaya mong i-leverage yan ng times 5, times 10, tapos parang laki na ng pwede mong kitain if, for example, nag-swing ka, di ba? But like, how often would you have to like monitor the markets? And I said to myself, I want more time. The reason why I got into trading, I got into investing is because I want more time. Baka mamaya kasi I would end up na parang I would have this future wherein lahat na lang ng oras ko nasa markets eh. 10 years plus na ako sa markets na parang ganun yung naging lifestyle ko, especially when it came to PSE. And I said, wow, because of, crypto and DeFi, and because ganun nakalaki yung hinamanage kong fund, like even 5%, even 10% of that, sobrang laki na. So imagine, for example, if you have 10 million, right? And then you just make 10%. Ang laki na nun for me. Tapos pwede ko na siyang ipaikot sa ibang investments and then just repeat the cycle. And so, ayun nga, na parang, okay, if you're going to do that with 100,000, like, ano yung mga pwede mong gawin, di ba? And so, yeah, I really, for example, in us, in ZFT, di ba, we advocate na, palakihin nyo muna, matuto muna kayo mag-trade, and then, once, let's say, medyo malaki-laki na yung portfolio mo, then pwede ka na magpunta dito sa mga medyo riskier assets pa. But still, yeah, you still have to, iba na yung risk management when it comes to these kinds of levels of, trading. And so,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah, definitely it's a step-by-step process from going from a smaller account going up, but definitely there's gonna be that learning curve na, like, siguro ngayon we're discussing it in a way na what you're gonna do with the money, but at the same time people need to understand that there's gonna be risks involved, and how much are you gonna be willing to risk during that time that you're gonna be trying to learn how to invest or basically trade in the markets, because hindi naman laging rainbow skies and blue skies yung nangyayari, but and it really happens sa traders journey that you get to that point that you really need to learn. And yun nga, but sabi nga ni Bossy kanina, until now he's still learning, right? In the 10-year journey, he learned that it's we went into trading basically to have more time, right? So if you want more time, you're gonna need to break down your assets in a way na magkakaroon ka ng more time, but at the same time, you're gonna um, get the returns based on your allocation now kasi mas malaki na, 'di ba? So investments
Mhm.
ka na, and trading is entirely different from investing kasi investing is a whole different mental game, and there's that level of patience and understanding of the markets and how it the market phases, how they happen, and
Mhm.
it's a whole nother beast, whole nother type of patience and understanding. So continuous learning talaga yung ano dito eh, yung objective eh. Regardless of how much money you have, you need to have
Mhm.
that drive to keep on learning and understanding how things work.
All right. So, I got a question for you. Like, kasi syempre sabi mo you're a day trader, di ba? Pero I also know you as a very heavy researcher when it comes to these tokens and projects, especially in crypto. Okay, no, wala na naman si James. Sige, hintayin lang natin siyang bumalik. Pero guys, like, I'm pulling up the chart here for Bitcoin, right? And then ang pinaka iniisip ko kasi like, um, what are the tokens that I myself would recommend, especially for people who are just starting in crypto, right? Kasi yung pinakatanong talaga ng mga tao is, what tokens should I be buying? Like, for example, if meron ako 100,000, saan ko ba ilalagay yan? Diba? So, parang, yeah, welcome back, James. I was just like saying na parang, syempre, you're a heavy guy when it comes to researching all this stuff, despite you being a day trader, right? And so, for sure, meron kang ito lang yung mga tokens na tina-trade mo, but then, meron bang halong fundamentals why you're trading certain tokens, or just really technical based ka?
Yeah, actually minsan ano eh, halo na rin talaga siya based on like yung XRP, 'di ba? That's
Mm.
very fundamentally driven. So pagka may ganun kasi, minsan nagta-tie up siya with the volatility na this one is moving quite volatile. There's volume here primarily because there's a fundamental side of it. But yun, now parang nagiging combination siya but heavily technical pa rin. But I still do look at the news kasi may impact siya. Just like
Yes.
yung kinover nating coin sa newsletter natin, that was LDO, Lido
Yes.
Finance.
Yes.
Matagal na siyang nasa newsletter, and I explained there all the things why it's gonna move in the coming months,
Mm-hmm.
and that was fundamental side na rin. So naging parang part na rin siya, and there were a lot until now. I think there's a bit of volatility up and down. It's in a range, I think. So those are the things that I also look at kasi
Sige.
volume participation siya eh. 'Di ba? MVP sa ZFT system natin, momentum, volatility, and
So may tinanong ako sa'yo,
participation.
if you were an investor, kasi syempre ako, investor ako, so makiki-cheat sheet or makiki-watchlist na ako sa'yo. If I had 100,000 and then you're gonna like advise me, so this is not an financial advice for the people who are listening. Probably, like, if you would advise me, you know, kasi mahilig tayo sa risk eh. Ako, malakas ako kumain ng risk. Kinakain ko yung breakfast, lunch, dinner eh. So, what would you advise? Like, for example, ano ba yung mga top 7 na marariko mo sa akin ng mga tokens? Like, just on top of your mind. Later na yung discussion. So, just on top of your mind, what are the top 7 coins that you would like Rico to me?
Sige, try natin magbigay. Definitely, Bitcoin is one.
Okay.
Ethereum, Binance. Yeah. Layer 2s ng Ethereum because I'm very dun sa Ethereum layer 1. Matic. Then Optimism. Not sure about Arbitrum, but definitely something to watch. And then Mask. Mask is very Mask. Yeah, Mask.
Ito.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Mask. And then ano yung isa? Flow. Kamusta ba chart ni Flow? Fundamental wise is good
sideways
as well.
Tayo, oo. Actually,
sideways siya.
Flow eh, yeah.
Okay, so ayan, medyo may may upside. Tingnan natin. But yeah, Flow is one fundamental wise. Ilan na ba yan? Was that
Currently, it's at magbo $1 na to eh.
okay?
Yeah. So, teka, um, hindi na ako naging updated eh. So, ang sinabi mo dito, like, I'm gonna just, on top of my mind, the things that I remember, right? And then, syempre, for those of you listening, kasi syempre, alam naman natin, Ethereum and Bitcoin and BNB, those are the must-haves. Why Matic? Sige, isa-isahin natin. Pero taga, anihin muna natin. Kasi gusto ko rin i-discuss yung nito technicals nito. Sobrang saglit lang. Technical wise, I really love that kind of consolidation. It's really tight over here for Ethereum and actually for Bitcoin. But for Ethereum, it hasn't like really run up as opposed to Bitcoin na sobrang laki na ng inakyat niya. And between the two, mas malaki yung, like for me mas gusto ko yung upside potential nitong Ethereum kaysa Bitcoin at the moment. And Ethereum is deflationary unlike Bitcoin na parang, well, in a way, baka kung nawala na ng mga tao yung mga Bitcoin nila, medyo naging deflationary na rin siya in a way.
Yeah.
Kasi nawawala yung mga Bitcoin ng mga tao for some reason. Like, they don't know how to take care of their
Hindi
money.
na alam yung wallet.
Meron ka bang Bitcoin wallet, James?
Wala
Wala
pa.
ba? Sige, okay. So, sa exchange ka lang nagtatrade. Okay, anyways.
Yeah.
Ayun guys, so a certain alpha kasi talagang sobrang heavy na kami dito sa sa Ethereum. And it's one of the things na lagi kong parang sinasabi na if in case you missed out on Bitcoin or between Bitcoin and Ethereum talaga number one as well na you wanna be having. And then sa mga layer 2s, bakit Matic pala?
Matic kasi, ano siya one of the fastest protocols and it's under Ethereum. Parang ano lang din siya, under Ethereum, it's the next one that is not as heavy in terms of market capitalization and as well as parang ano siya basically it's already there. It's the next Ethereum that would give people that investable protocol na parang under ng Ethereum. Parang ganun. Yeah.
Yeah. Ito yung tinatawag nila mga ano ba? EMV or EVM? I forgot.
Yeah.
Mga chains, parang
killer ng Ethereum. But
Ethereum killers.
Yeah.
Pero do you really believe that? I feel like hindi naman. More like
hindi naman. Like, it's gonna be working beside it.
Beside, yes, exactly. So, are you, kasi ako, gusto ko rin malaman like why people are going to Ethereum. Why not Solana?
Solana is actually another protocol that's good as well. But kasi for me lang mas ako sa Ethereum kasi it was the first one.
Yes.
But of course, Solana is another Ethereum killer in a way kasi it's fighting that. So right now, parang fundamental wise, it's gonna be safer for if you're gonna be investing, right? It's gonna be Ethereum's gonna be safer, and a lot of Web 2 or traditional businesses are building on that already. Na known like Starbucks, Disney, Meta, they're all building in the Ethereum protocol system.
Yes.
So that's one thing to consider is that we need to follow where the money is going into, and these big companies are going into that. But at the same time, if you're gonna be speculative, then Solana and all these other protocols, Arbitrum, Optimism, whether these traditional businesses are gonna flourish in the next couple of years kasi we don't know, di ba? Pwedeng merong lumabas na bagong innovation in the space that would kill these companies if they don't adapt. So there's that. It's more speculative. So yun lang naman yung narrative ko. So if if you're really speculative and you see the potential for all these other protocols na wala pa talagang backing from the giants, na potentially magkaroon sila ng giants in their own, I think it's also good. So diversification na lang din. You want to have in your portfolio those that are already established as well as
Yes.
those that are in a way
Speculative
speculative,
pa.
or what we call moonshot
Moonshot
investments.
bets, yeah.
Yep.
Are
Yep.
Yeah, that actually I really like what you said about it. Na kasi, like bigger companies are getting into Ethereum just because it's more established and probably less volatile. 'Di ba? Kasi syempre, kung nandun ka sa adoption scale, the more people that adopt a certain, say, product, the more that, the price gets stabilized. Or yeah, parang ganun yung concept niya eh. And so kind of like gusto ko rin nakuha yung ideas mo, or like for example what your thoughts are about Solana, because I myself am very heavy about Solana, so parang nakikidiscuss na. I kind of like want to pick your brains out of it, and then really understand where we are, kasi I want to kind of like compare notes as well. But
Yeah,
sa
Solana
mga protocols na
definitely.
to, yeah, like gusto
Okay.
ko malaman sa mga sinasabi mo, like these investments, do you like interact with these products that are into these layers na to? Itong mga layer products na to.
Actually, I'm primarily focused on understanding the infrastructure rather than directly investing in them. Because trader pa rin talaga ako. Like, in terms of fundamentals, I'm gonna be trading them. I'm gonna be looking at their movement, and then at the same time where the money is going into. And then, kasi sa Ethereum, there's this new Solana rin meron, diba? Parang yung ordinals BTC.
Yeah.
Talagang it's a scattered space right now. So meron din naman ako mga NFTs primarily sa Solana and Wax. And these protocols are not that the other protocols are not that big, and then meron din sa mga
Yes.
decks. So yun, medyo scattered din talaga eh. Like, I think you're doing the same thing, that you're looking at potential movement in other spaces. It's just that mahirap mag-invest dito sa NFTs if
Yes.
parang wala pa talaga yung momentum sa
Yes,
volume, in terms of trading volume. Unlike yung before, kasi it's clear that there's an uptrend in volume and participation. So that's the time that we do get in more heavily kapag ka meron na tayo nakikitang volume in those space. But right now, it's very speculative, and it's really hard to cut loss those assets if
Yes.
wala pa talagang base. So I'm just waiting
Exactly.
on that base to happen. Yeah.
So you're more of like, I'm gonna get into things when things are more established versus pag nasa speculative stage pa siya. Ganun ba yun? Especially with NFTs, hindi ba?
Yeah. Tama.
Sige. Like, inisip ko kasi, for example, like, D-Gods right now, more established na siya, right? So,
Yeah.
and then kung asan siya nanggaling from where it is now, it's kind of like, more than 500,000 na siya eh. Like, if you wanna get into the collection. But anyways, ibang usapan yun. Baka mamaya ma-hype yung mga tao. So you were saying kanina optimism. Like, why optimism? That's OP, right? OP USDT.
Yeah. OP, optimism, another layer 2. Wait.
Kasi alam ko may OP at saka LDO eh. Yung Lido Finance, or paano ba sabihin niya? Lido.
Lido
One of the
yung
things that I like, kasi it's a DeFi protocol, di ba? And then, may mga, sobrang, ano ba? Sa Solana, yun yung isang ginagamit ko yung ST Sol. Lido Finance Stake, or ano ba? So, parang ginagawa nila, they kind of like, if for example, if I have Solana, and then isi-stake ko siya, so I earn certain rewards there, right? With Lido Finance, sa pagkakaintindi ko, ang ginagawa niya, yung mga rewards na nakukuha mo from staking, niro-roll niya dun sa staked Solana. So it's like, if you buy, let's say, Solana, and then, or let's say, stake Ethereum, you get a token from Lido Finance na parang yun yung equivalent ng, let's say, Ethereum na stake, which you can use as collateral, or you can trade it in the DEX.
Yeah, yun yung one of the reasons why I like Lido nung previous months. Kasi nga, doon nakastake yung mga Ethereum.
Yes.
Kaya parang naglagay ako doon ng, in a way, disclaimer that probably Lido is gonna move now during that time and then go down when the Ethereum Shanghai hard fork happens. Kasi doon na nagwi-withdraw yung mga tao, which is na-move siya eh. Like March
Yeah.
2023 dapat yung hard fork. It's
Yes.
happening in April second week, I believe. So when that happens, people are gonna be withdrawing, the stakers of Ethereum are gonna be withdrawing their stake Ethereum. So potentially either it's gonna be factored in already in Lido or it's gonna drop. So yun lang naman yung dalawang scenario natin. I'm not really sure what's gonna happen. But basically, since Lido is basically comes up with their profits coming from the transactions that happening with the stake Ethereum, I'm not sure how it's gonna impact their price. Kasi in a way, kikita pa rin sila kasi ang daming transactions na mangyayari during that time.
Exactly.
So, yun. So, that's also one thing. Pwedeng umakyat din tumuloy si LDO. Yun. So,
okay, so we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance. We have Matic, Optimism, and Lido. Okay, give me the last token. Like, hype me.
Dito pala sa chart ni LDO, parang hindi ko pala gusto yung yung ginagawa niya. So,
okay. Pero nasa 100 MA, it's kind of like building that base. So, parang sa akin, medyo okay lang, acceptable.
Pwede.
Yeah. I mean, next month na, di ba? Like, sige, gusto mo pagandahin natin yung chart. Sige, gawin natin monthly. Yan.
Okay. Pwede.
Okay, pwede na. Yeah. Or weekly, di ba? So, parang...
Yeah. Actually, mas better.
Paano magpaganda ng chart 101? If it doesn't look good on the daily, switch to weekly or monthly. Yeah, but anyways, like I mean, if you look at BTC, right? Like BTC is really good in the monthly chart, and I do feel like pwedeng bumagsak yan ng konti, tas tuloy-tuloy tayo. Pwede tang mag-momentum eh. Pero sige, give me like that one last token that you're looking into. What is that token na parang sige, i-hype mo ako or what?
Longer term, either flow or mask siguro. Right now, mask yung mas maganda eh.
Really? Okay, sige. So, what are these two ba? Ano ba yung flow at saka ano ba yung mask? Simulan natin sa flow probably kasi may flow din ako eh.
Basically, flow is under Meta. It's gonna be used by Facebook, Instagram, underlying tech giant that could potentially be investing more in this one kasi sobrang baba niya pa talaga. And NBA is already here. Basically, it's a power play that these giants will be putting their money into. So, yun. In a way, speculative din, but at the same time, it's a fundamentals aspect that these giants are going to be putting money here, and then that would constitute retailers to go in as well. So basically, that's flow.
So ano ba yung nila? Product nila. So basically, it's kind of like flow with the money kind of investment, yeah. Pero why? Ano ba yung product nila? Kasi hindi ko masyadong naintindihan. Alam ko it's like it's another layer. Tapos NFTs din yata to. I'm not sure.
Yeah, NFTs. It's a protocol as well. So not really sure right now dun sa specifics. Ito yung parang mga nakita ko lang na possible assets that could be good for the long term, depending on how they build that infrastructure.
Right.
So, because basically all these things are quite speculative in a way, but at the same time, as long as that you have that base again with the volume and participation, then it's good to go. Hindi siya kasi like black and white as stock market or equities that fully, like kunyari Tesla, Elon Musk, all these people, all the fundamentals, you have this cash flow statement and all that company revenues clearly. So it's not that kind of fundamental analysis yet. So yeah.
Okay, so how about like mask? Ano ba yung naging ano nito? Kasi alam ko, ang narinig ko like this is kind of like what ano ba? They're kind of like building something na parang sinabi nila kay Elon Musk or what something. I forgot the whole story, but that was it, right? Like I forgot. Ano ba tong mask na to?
Wait lang, sorry. Hindi ko fully siya maano eh. Wait lang
Naalala mo pa ba? Kasi alam ko they were building something and then they were saying
Yeah.
on a tweet na parang, oh, what you're asking, we already have that. So parang ganun ba yun? Like, naalala ko something like that I forgot totally what their product was.
Basta alam ko maganda to. It's backed by...
Okay.
Kalimutan ko eh. Ang dami na kasing coins na tinatignan ko. Tapos, naghahalo-halo sila. I'm not sure which giant is behind it. Just like kunyari kay Matic, I know JP Morgan is there. And then Mask, hindi ko ma-pinpoint eh. Ang dami kasing companies. Like, there are already hundreds siguro companies that are investing into crypto. Iba-iba lang sila, spread out. So, yeah. Yun na lang siguro. Pwede kong balikan yan.
Ako siguro kung mag-i-invest ako, maghihintay muna ako ng consolidation dito eh. Kasi,
yeah, definitely.
Oo, pero outlier siya eh. It's been an outlier for how many weeks now. I mean, even when the markets were crashing, di ba? Like, may mga times talaga, especially dito, this was October last year, di ba? Bear market tayo. Tapos biglang, nagkaroon na ng huge speculation about it and they just kept building. And alam ko parang they've been relentlessly tagging Elon Musk about it. So it's kind of like, oh my gosh, these guys. But yeah, like for me, I would probably look into it if nag-consolidate siya kasi di ba parang
boss breakout yan.
Oo, boss breakout na to eh. Right now, I'm looking at the charts and ito yung mga resistance levels niya. So currently, untog. And then most
52-week high ata yan eh. Yung recent untog. Yeah.
So in crypto, especially in crypto guys, always look for outliers. Yun yung mga umaakit sa, let's say during the bear market or during a sideways movement, which we have currently, right? Pag nagkaroon ng sideways movement, always go for those na parang nagbe-breakout na or nagkakaroon ng major movements because pag dumating yung bull market, tuloy-tuloy tong mga to. Like sobrang lakas nito pagka nagkataon. And so, yeah, yung mga AI na mga related, ano bang mga AI related crypto meron ba? Kasi alam ko, flavor of the month din yun eh.
Yeah, FET.
Yeah.
Ano pa ba yung iba?
Ito lang yung naalala ko.
GRX.
Ano no?
RLC.
Ajax.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one.
RLC. Ocean. Yeah, Ocean is one as well.
Oh, ayun kita mo nga yung mga breakout na yan, no? Pero syempre, hanapin mo saan ba dito yung mga pinakamatibay. But I like this one. Ocean looks like a really good like chart pattern formation. Nasa 100 MA na tayo. Anyways, baka maging FG dito, James. Like, alam ko, like, a lot of people
charge
are like, yeah, nagiging charge session na siya. And let's avoid doing this. Baka madamay natin yung mga viewers natin. But anyways, guys, these things are a regular discussion in TR. And we encourage people, like, get into crypto, learn about it because there's an opportunity unfolding before our very eyes. And sayang kapag hindi nyo tinik opportunity or tinik advantage yung mga to. And so, yeah, James, thank you very much for your time. Alam ko James has been parked here for almost an hour or more than an hour para lang he could join us here into our Cryptonite session. So, anything that you wanna say to our viewers, sa ating 76,000 viewers at the moment?
Yeah, thank you for attending tonight. I'm really glad to have this kind of conversation with everyone and sharing what I know so far. Crypto is an interesting space. It's relatively new, but once you kahit konting push lang to understand how it works, sobrang nakakatuwa. Kasi yun yung nangyari sa akin nung nag-aral ako. Like, before, kasi naabutan natin yung before the NFT run talaga. Like, at that part, parang hindi naman talaga siya about the money. It's just understanding how it works. Doon pa lang natuwa na ako how it works and then understanding yung blockchain, ganyan, all these things. It's a rabbit hole for me nung time na inaaral ko siya. So siguro baka yun din yung makita nyo, no? Maganda mag-aral ngayon, especially We already see some movement so far, and yeah, just keep on learning. Yan. Thank you,
Ayun.
boss, for the invite as well.
Right. So for those of you listening, siguro ang masasabi ko lang, especially NFTs, just get into NFTs because it's going to be, we were talking about mass adoption, right? And for me, mass adoption is gonna come, majority of it from NFTs. I mean, mga Pilipino, majority ng mga nag-adopt into crypto was because of Axie Infinity, right? And all these NFT games, which is something that we understand because we're kind of like generally creative, generally playful as a what as a population or as a nation, right? And so I feel like with all of the things that NFTs or crypto can bring through that guise of NFTs na mas madali siyang maintindihan with all the colors and stuff. Like I feel like this is one way for people to get invested or adopt crypto. But yeah, I think with all of the opportunities that's there, of course you gotta prepare as well kasi marami din talagang mga scams dito sa space na to. In all industries, there's gonna be good actors, bad actors. What's important is that you come prepared so that if ever man, less na lang yung risk pagdating sa'yo. Risk always comes from doing what you don't know what you're doing. Or ano ba? Yeah. If you don't know what you're doing, then there's risk involved. The greater that you don't know and naglalagay ka ng pera, mas malaking risks doon. So invest in yourself. You're the best investment that you can do in this space. And then when you're prepared for it, if you have the capacity for it, the money will just follow. So thank you very much, everyone, for listening. Until next time.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.